All right, guys, just back from 5 days down in Texas visiting some relatives, and there was a plain brown envelope. Some of you guys might be familiar with that. Waiting for me in my post office box, and instead of the expected adult publication, there was this Yale 60mm. It came with a key, which I'll show you in just a minute. This thing looks like it's been used outside. It's got some honest wear. See up here, that hardened, is kind of worn away perhaps from a chain outside. It is a Yale keyway, and of course it looks like, take a look at the key, it's kind of interesting. It is a Yale keyway, and this is a somebody impressioned this thing, and they did a pretty good job of it. But take a look at this key. On the front part of this, it's shiny, and then right about there, it starts to get kind of tarnished. That leads me to believe that this was sitting in somebody's drawer with the key perhaps in it, so this was all tarnished, and the part that wasn't exposed to air remained shiny. Pretty cool. When you do turn the key, it does stick a little bit, so it's not a perfect job, but it's perfect enough because it turns, it does work, rotates, I guess, about 45 degrees, but nothing happens. And that's because this has probably been hit with a hammer or something, or dropped against a gate. So you can turn it, you give it a little tug, and it does pop up. Pretty strong spring once you get it past that stuck point. When you look at these cutouts, that should tell you right away that there are spring-loaded pawls on both sides, and I found that to be true on on most Yales. They just don't seem to do any false advertising. When you got two cutouts, generally you got two different pawls. Notice on this one, if you look, just pay attention here, you notice this one's cut, it appears just to be a little bit lower, so we might want to use a different size shim, and that's what we're going to try first. That's my favorite way to get into locks that I know have spring-loaded locking pawls, and when you see little gaps on the top that might let you get a piece of steel shim in there, then might be a good shot. Let's go ahead and try it. I've already gone ahead and laid these guys out. Try this guy. Okay, this side, as you recall, was the one that was down, cut a little bit lower, it appeared. So I'm going to use a long shim on him, or try to anyway. And even one shim feels like it's dragging in there. It's a little tight, but he does go. So there we go. And let's try the other one now. Try this guy. It's a lot tighter. I can feel he's really dragging in there. Come on. Okay, maybe I want to try, this is a small one. Maybe I want to try one a little bit bigger. I'll try the large size. Come on. And there we go. Slid both in, all the way down. Should be bypassing those two spring-loaded pawls coming in between the pawl and that little gap. And it should come open. There we go. That's the quickest way I know to get into Yales, but that's kind of cheating. That's not really what I think whoever sent this. By the way, it was, the postmark was Owensville, Missouri. So if you are from Owensville, Missouri, and you just forgot to put a note in the envelope, just send me an email, and I'll make sure I change the title, give you credit. Let's go ahead and clamp this up and see if we can't pick it. I think that's probably why it was really sent to me. Let's give it a shot. All right, guys, Yale lock, Yale keyway. We know because it's got that curved tail off to the right there. And we have a piece of warding right there, which is not going to really let us use the bottom of the keyway for anything other than tensioning. So I'm going to take this one. This is the medium thickness, made from the medium windshield wiper. I'm going to slide them right there and just make sure that the core doesn't bind up. And I think that's exactly what we're looking for. All right, I have already decided to try this guy. It's the medium hook. It's in 15,000. This is out of the Praxis kit. And he ought to fit. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go with the... Let me try it. I can always go with a short hook. All right, all the way in. I'm going to apply moderate tension to the tensioner. Now I can use that complete upper half of that keyway to work in. Looking for a binder. There's pin 2. Got a click. Okay, that was pin 5. Got a click. That was pin 3, and I don't know if it showed up on the camera, but the core turned just a little bit. I felt that in my tension wrench, just kind of jerked a little bit, turned. And pin 1 is binding. Get on him. I can get it. Keeps falling off of that sharp point. There we go. All right. It is open. It's at 45 degrees. Let me unzoom here. And turn him. And give him a little pull. It's going to be stuck. Anyway, there you go. The 60mm Yale, all the way from Owensville, Montana. I wouldn't lock up anything too valuable. You got some prize sheep or other livestock. This is probably not what you want to lock them up with, because somebody's going to walk away with them. Anyway, appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe. Stay legal.